Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the third edition of Teaching Tuesday. This week we're gonna work on a chord melody. I'm gonna play a sort of an arrangement that I have of a song called "My Ideal," which I think a lot of you will know. And I'm just gonna play it, and then we'll go ahead and dissect it, and I'll kind of show you what I'm doing afterwards. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and play it right now. All right, so yeah, let me walk you through that. So first, we're starting with kind of a weird E flat major 7 voicing. I will note that instead of the kind of the traditional kind of Joe Pass way of doing a chord melody, where you're playing the chords and the melody and the voicing all and the bass notes all at once, the way I like to do is kind of separate them, so you kind of have like an orchestra of like the melody, and then some inner counter lines, and then the bass. Ideally, you have all of them, but you know, that doesn't work out all the time. So in the beginning, we have that E flat major 7, and then I'm gonna play a 6th with the root up here, and then instead of just playing like a big C 13, 9 or whatever, and then moving to the flat 13, I'm gonna kind of separate all the notes. So I play those notes separately, and then I move down to the flat 13, and then I play the bass note. So it's kind of the same thing as just the whole full chord. We're just separating it. Then we just do a regular F minor 11. And then in the original song, it stays on the F, and we're gonna actually add a little passing chord that I like here, which is a D very altered chord. And then the next chord is D flat 7, but we're gonna kind of spice it up, and I'm playing the D flat 7, but I'm adding that G in the bass note, so it's a little bit of a polychord there. And then another 6th up here. And then instead of just playing this kind of C7 flat 9, I'm gonna also separate the notes here. So we're gonna go, so what you have here is basically like a G minor 7 flat 5, or a C 7, or a C sus flat 9, and then moving to a C7 flat 9, because we're moving that F to the E, which is the 4 to the 3, right? So, and then we're doing kind of a regular F 13 here, but we have no bass note. We're doing a little counter line in the middle. It's the 13 going to the sharp 11, and then back up. And then we go, I think I might have put a power chord in there, and then we got just a regular F minor 9 here. And this is a little trick I like to use. Every time we have the 7th on the melody of a dominant chord, it's nice to have the tritone substitution, but like just a straight triad. So just a straight E triad over a B flat. It's a really cool sound. And then we go back to the F minor 11. Now in the regular song, there's in the song, like the regular changes, it's kind of a minor 2-5 here, but we're gonna actually make it a major 2-5. We're gonna do a D minor 9 and switch to a very altered G sound. And then instead of playing the C minor chord, we're actually just gonna play a power chord down here. So just C and G. And then instead of playing the melody note on its own, we're gonna add some crunch, so the minor 3rd with the 9th. And then more crunch here. While we have the root of the C on top, we're gonna go natural 7 to flat 7. And then we go, this is a big B flat sus chord that I like, B sus chord that I like to use. And then instead of switching the whole chord, we're just gonna actually play the melody note and the one note that moves, which is the 4 to the 3. So we go, and then instead of doing that again, I could do something like that, but instead we're gonna kind of do some counterpoint inner voice movement here, and we're gonna do basically instead of playing an F minor 11 here and then playing something like that, we're gonna also separate the notes. So we go, and then what you could do, the normal thing would be maybe to go, right? So we're actually gonna go up, instead of going to the 3rd here of B flat, we're gonna go to the sharp 11. But then instead of playing it right here on the 2nd string, since we're in this key, the sharp 11 is gonna be our open E string. So it kind of gives it a cool sound there. So we go, and then while we have that ringing, we play a B flat sharp 9 in the bottom here. It gives it a real crunch. All right, so that's the first half of my ideal. What we're gonna do actually is we're gonna do the second half next week, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I hope you guys found that helpful. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you next week.